1/5 of the world population still lives in the dark. For these people who live in electricity poverty, waiting for the electrical grid is not the solution. In a developing nation like my country Nepal, the country's economy is not sufficient to expand the transmission grid or construct a hydro plant. Using a photovoltaic solar cells due to its cheap cost and high efficiency could be the answer for us. Before I start talking about silicon and perovskite solar cell, it is better if we understand what the silicon and perovskite do. Perovskite is a mineral composed mainly of calcium titanate. When light is shown in the region, a small electric charge is induced. This mineral is able to capture the light of wavelength 350 to 750 nanometer. On the other hand, the silicon is able to capture the wavelength at an infrared region of 750 to 1050 nanometer. When used together, both of these minerals are able to capture the maximum region of the light spectrum to be converted into electricity. The silicon and perovskite works almost in the same way as each other when conducting electricity. When light is shown in silicon, the photon knocks an electron from silicon in the depletion region. The electrons move to the p-type and hold to n-type due to the electric field. As a result of excessive positive and negative charge, potential difference is generated and electricity is produced. The p-type is also referred to as an anode and n-type as cathode. Similarly, when light is shown in perovskite, the electron in valence band gets excited and moves to the conduction band, leaving back a hole. The electron is transported with the help of an electron transport layer to the load and to the hole transport layer after. When stacked together, the two separate junctions needs to be separated. For this, we add a layer which acts as an electron transport barrier. After both the cells are stacked, a glass is added on end of two sides to focus the light and also provide protection from the environment. Indium tin oxide is added to reflect as much light as possible within the cell, so that maximum amount of wavelength is captured. Interestingly, the light can be illuminated from both the sides, and the efficiency of 21.7% from perovskite and 14.8% from silicon is captured. When put all together, the transparency of 40% is generated due to the use of transparent materials like indium tin oxide and silver. In just a decade, the steep curve of efficiency of 22% in 2015 to 45% in laboratories made perovskite in 2020 shows promises for the future. The high efficiency of perovskite, with its added advantage of cheap manufacturing cost, flexibility, lightweight, and transparency could be the technology that we are looking for in the future. Silicon perovskite solar cell has the lowest levelized cost, projected of only 4 cents for a kilowatt of energy per hour, including all the installation and maintenance cost in a time period of 15 years. The low cost, with its competitive efficiency with that of a wind at 30% and microhydro at 11%, makes it a suitable candidate in the market. The cheap cost of the perovskite-based solar cell has brought light and smile to the remote areas of Nepal. Because of this, many students are able to study in the dark. The small industries which relied on hand labor were able to use machines which depended on electricity to improve their profit margin by manufacturing more goods. The lightweight has also removed the problem of transportation due to geographical barriers. In addition, the width of the cell is just 1.1 mm and has transparency of 40%. It could be a replacement for traditional solar panels on the rooftop in the modern city. There will be no need to construct huge water dams or wind farms without destroying land and habitat. And furthermore, no CO2 is released, no sound pollution and no water is polluted, no health issues and no huge risky investment. It can also be incorporated with other technology like electric cars and phones. Imagine living in a technology world where the free energy being wasted becomes an essential part of everything. Not within a decade, we may be seeing this technology being used in both developed and underdeveloped countries.